Is your headache due to, have you eaten in the last couple of hours? I would say like in the last 2 to 3 hours. Okay. Simply need to jot it down for my notes, just that way we can start canceling out certain possibilities of what is causing your headache. If it's not hunger, have you been exposed to any sort of loud sounds by chance? Okay. And have you been sitting in a anatomically incorrect posture, such as slumped shoulders or to the side or something like that? Okay. Have you been looking at a computer screen? Because in that case, your neck would go forward. Okay. Okay. And do you feel like the headache you're experiencing is more of like a pulsing in your head? More like a pressure. Okay. And then may I ask your age? And then do you happen to use any sort of medication for circulation or any medication that has side effects that affect your circulation? Okay. Okay. And then how often do you get exercise? Like a week? Okay, excellent. In that case, what I can help you with is we're going to be discussing pressure points. In that case, it's involves acupressure. It's not an empirically supported study of science. It's considered a pseudoscience because, once again, it's not empirically supported. There is no anatomical factors in this. It's strictly, people say that it is due to a placebo effect, which could be the case. However, even the placebo effect can, have positive benefits, considering how they still claim to have their headaches go away. So even if there is no biological, an actual response physiologically to this treatment, at least you have that, and you get a positive effect. If there is, and we don't have the science or tools in order to measure and examine it, then you also get the effect in that way. But it's always, just that dilemma of is it real or is it in your head? But either way, I mean, if the pain is in your head, then might as well just pretend that you're getting treatment for your head as well. But in that case, what I'm going to be doing once again is going to be discussing the pressure points that you can use in order to alleviate the pain that is in your head. These have inflammatory purposes, or properties rather. And so when you use these, they're supposed to be controlling the blood flow that kind of puts pressure in your head. One of them that I'm going to show you is I'm going to be demonstrating on myself, and then I'll demonstrate it on you as well. It's going to be on your hand, and that's the only one that's going to be away from your head. The rest are going to be around, your skull area. There are a couple that are also away from your head. There's one to the side of your knee, another one between your toes, the pinky toe and the other toe next to the pinky toe, and then this one as well. So for this one that I'm going to show you, what you're going to want to do is take your right hand and then put it down, and then when you put it down, you can examine that there is a mound right here that protrudes. And so what you want to do is you're going to want to take your thumb and your index finger and first apply, soft pressure, and then work your way down until you feel an effect, like a radiating sort of effect that kind of puts enough pressure that it becomes, that you can feel it, and it kind of feels like, once again, a radiating pressure. And so you press down. You can either use your thumb or your finger, but I'm going to use my finger on top. And then you just keep going until you feel the effect. Just keep going deeper and deeper until you feel an effect of radiation, whether it be at the top or bottom, but for in this case, I feel it both on top and bottom. So you hold that there for a good 20 to 30 seconds. You can keep it at straight pressure, which is just, holding it like this, or you can circle it and just kind of move the area there and encourage circulation. Either way you encourage it, but this way it seems like more of a improvement. However, it's either way. So you hold that there for 20 to 30 seconds and then you circle or you apply straight pressure. So if you don't mind, give me your right hand, please. Thank you. Now for this, I'm going to be applying pressure on your hand for 20 to 30 seconds, and I'm going to be, I'll put down straight pressure first, and then if you want me to radiate, or rather circulate, then I can easily do that. But right now, just tell me when you can feel it radiating. Excellent. And then I'm going to apply straight pressure. So just tell me if it ends up, if you want to circulate, or if I end up going too deep on your hand. So circulate. This is a form of, or rather a branch of traditional Chinese medicine which predates scientific, medicine and science and whatnot. Well, not medicine, because we've had medicine for a while, even though it's not the way we know it. But it predates science and the way we know it. And so they often used a lot of elements of qi and energy within their practices. And to this day, there have been known benefits when it comes to, people who are fighters use it, and there we go, that should be enough. People who are fighters use it, but people not fighters like wrestlers, but like fighters as in like people who use judo, especially since they use a lot with the energy and whatnot. They often use it and they often massage their pressure points in order to keep themselves more limber and flexible and encourage circulation. And they also use it when they're as a form of a strike against an opponent or an assailant. They use their pressure points against them, and they often just strike at that. And that often, from what media portrays it as, it often does cause a strong blow against the other person. But there is some remnants of that within the culture, of course, because there's even people who practice acupressure, but once again, it is considered a pseudoscience still, and it won't be considered a formal science until we gather enough empirical evidence to prove that there is a correlation with an actual benefit between the practice and the person. But right now there is that doubt that it might just be a placebo effect, so that's what's it called? That's a factor that needs to be taken into consideration. But another pressure point that I'm going to show you, and this one you can do on your own, is on the back of your head in the occipital area. And so for this one, what you want to do is that you want to take, here I'll move to the side, but what you want to do is that you want to take your fingers and then you want to go up the sides of your neck. There's going to be, if you tilt it down, there's going to be two muscles kind of sticking out, two little mounds sticking out, protrusions, and then it's going to invert right here. It's going to be like a little canyon in the middle, and then once you find that canyon, don't go too low though. Don't go too low to a point where the spine starts protruding. You just want the muscle around it to be sticking up. But you follow up the muscles and then you go up until you feel a strong, or rather a deep indentation between the two muscles. And then once you find that indentation, that's going to be the area you're going to want to apply some pressure to, and that's your occipit, or the occipital area. And so once you find that indentation, press 2 fingers on it, and then lift your head back again, and then just either rotate or apply straight pressure once again. If you like, don't move the way I did, but if you like, you can also hold the top of your head in order to apply even more pressure towards your head. And if you start rotating, it also is, it is advised, or not advised, but it is suggested you hold your forehead as well. So that way, you can control the amount of movement that you're causing in the back of your head, and it can keep it more straight. So you just massage it there for like 20 to 30 seconds again, and then once you're done there, you can continue going on for 20 to 30 seconds, and then you want a moment to turn around. So I'll give you 10 more seconds, and then after 10 seconds I'll show you the third pressure point. So 2, 1, okay. So you can stop with that pressure point. The next pressure point I'm going to show you is going to be at the top of your head, and it's going to be in, what's it called? It's going to be in line with your ears. And so one way you can measure this out is by taking the fingers towards your ears and then simply bringing them to the top and then tracing them to the middle where they join together, so right here. And then right here at the top, you press down, and you can either apply straight pressure once again or circle around. And this might actually be a sensitive area considering how the follicles themselves have pressure of their own. Hence why whenever you pull them or someone just grabs them, it kind of feels like it's not just the hair hurting you, but the skin and the scalp itself, or the nerves rather. And so they have their own stress and pressure, and on top of that, it's the top of your head, and a lot of stress actually does accumulate up there. So if you press down enough, or at a certain point, you'll end up feeling, the stress kind of getting to you. But once you press down and circulate after 20 to 30 seconds, all of that stress should alleviate with it. And so you just kind of radiate or apply straight pressure for 20-30 seconds once again, and then afterwards you should feel the relief. So for this one, I will be doing it on you. So I'm going to simply not grab your ears, but like going from your ears, I'm going to trace my fingers up to the top, and then I'm going to be pressing my finger down for 20 to 30 seconds. And then if you want, or if I go too deep, tell me, but if you want, I can also circulate as well. So just tell me. Okay. So circulating around, you should feel like there's whatever was kind of stagnated there is now in motion. Not because of my because of my fingers, but also because it's kind of loosening up the stress that's been, stuck there basically. So that should be enough. For the fourth, for the fourth, it's going to be right here. It's a common one. It's the temples. And so one way that people measure that out, but there really is no need to measure that out, but one way people measure that out is by going by their eyebrows. So they often follow the lines of their eyebrows, and at the end, they go to the middle between their hairline and their eyebrows, and then they go right here. And then you can either apply straight pressure, or you can also rotate either counterclockwise or clockwise, and that applies to all the pressure points. So for you, I'm going to be doing this as well. So I'm going to be measuring your eyebrows, which of course isn't needed, but just to do so, I'm going to be going from your hair, between your hair follicles or hairline or whatever, and your eyebrow, and I'm going to be going in the middle, and then I'm just going to be applying some pressure there. Tell me if I go too deep. Great. Okay. And then and then rotating. Someone is calling. Someone should really get that. For the last acupressure point, it's going to be right here in between your eyebrows. The way you measure this one out is that everyone has this indentation that kind of goes above their eyebrows, and so wherever you can measure that out by feeling your eyebrows, and then once you feel like your eyebrows are kind of going downhill in a sense, you feel like this hill above them. So then you follow that down until you can feel that there's like the hill kind of circles around the eyebrows themselves. And so once you follow this down, you should feel that the hill is really no longer there, and that should be the middle that you want to aim for. And so right here, what you want to do is apply pressure, whether it be by your thumb or 2 fingers or 1 finger, depending on how big your fingers are. And you want to apply pressure there, and once again you can either rotate or just apply straight pressure. So I'm going to be doing the same thing for you. So I'm going to be following your eyebrows until they go downhill, and then I'm going to be following them down until they kind of disappear and rotate and revolve around your eyebrows, and then I'm going to be applying some pressure in the middle. And I'm going to be doing that for 30 seconds. And then once again, I'll circulate, circulate, rotate, yes. That. Alrighty then. Those are the 5 acupressure points that you can use in order to relieve migraine pain, whether it be because it is valid or whether because it's a placebo effect. Either way, it can do the trick. So try that out. And then if you'd like, you can come back. Otherwise, you can kind of do that on your own as well. Okay? Is there anything else that I can help you with today? Oh, the facial massage, yes. That will be over there with the other girl. She will do that for you. Over there, over there, over there, over there. So you can head over there.